Hey everybody, how's it going? So today they announced Sinnoh remakes on a completely different scale than I ever thought we were getting. It's really interesting the direction they took with both of these two games that are coming out. And at first, it took a little bit of warming up to.
They did it!
Yeah, that was a surprise. I was definitely caught off guard by the Chibi style. So before we get into anything, let me just preface this discussion by saying I am a massive fan of Diamond and Pearl. That's an understatement. My first games ever were Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. They're my favorite Pokemon games. Gen 4, the summer of 2007, I played that game every single day. Those games are precious to me. I think I just had these massive expectations in my head of what Sinnoh remakes could be like. And it's funny because we got something that didn't live up to those expectations and something that exceeded those expectations. It's a weird mixture of feelings because the Sinnoh remakes themselves kind of let me down, but Pokemon Legends totally blew me away. That game looks fantastic. So let's just first talk about the Sinnoh remakes themselves, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So just looking at the way they recreated Sinnoh, they really just made it a carbon copy of the original. And that's not what I thought we were getting. I thought they were going to go full-on Galar style, and so this is definitely a big adjustment for me. I just had really high anticipations, and to see the Chibi style and how exact it is the original, it was just a little disappointing compared to what I was expecting. My thing is just I've never been a fan of the Chibi style, and I feel like they've leaned into it so much they look like toys, and it just doesn't really look that great to me, which is disappointing coming from probably my most anticipated Pokemon game ever. I didn't really like the Chibi style in Auraz or X and Y, but this is on a totally different level. And I actually like the style of Sword and Shield. Now, I'm not going to lie, at sometimes it looks really bad, but also at sometimes it looks fantastic. And I was really looking forward to seeing them translate Sinnoh into this engine. But clearly they had other plans in mind. I just never expected them to take such a huge departure from the main games because all the past remakes are like the games from the generation that they're in. But if they really wanted to go such a different direction, I really wish they would have went with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee's art style because looking back, it looks a lot better than the new Sinnoh remakes. It's funny, we were all kind of joking, oh please don't do Let's Go Sinnoh, but now that I'm comparing them, I think I would have really preferred Let's Go style. I feel like it looks a lot better than what we saw, and I think it would have been the happy medium between Gen 8 and recreating Sinnoh. And obviously, the games are going to be fantastic. I can't wait to play them. But I'm not going to lie to you and say that I like the Chibi style, because I really don't, to be honest. And I'm sure I'll warm up to it. I think I'm going to like it eventually, but with Pokemon Legends, you just showed us how good you can make a game look. So, not having the game like that's a little disappointing. If the Sinnoh remakes were like Pokemon Legends for the whole game, I think I would just cry nonstop every day, because that's exactly what I wanted from them. And I think it's going to be really substantial, but I don't think it's going to be as big as a full mainline game. I think when both games are released, it's going to be quite one amazing homage to Sinnoh, but I kind of think it's quality over quantity. We can have two games and they're completely different from each other, but what if we had gotten one Sinnoh remake that was a cross between Pokemon Legends and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? I think that would have been the perfect Sinnoh remake. Instead, we kind of just have two extremes where one is kind of clearly better than the other, and so I'm not too thrilled, or as thrilled as I am for Pokemon Legends for the remakes. It's great to see such a faithful recreation, but I would have liked to see them get a little creative with it. If you take a look at Gen 8 cities, they're pretty big, and I wanted to see that with Twin Leaf Town, Canalave City, these recognizable locations completely expanded, and it doesn't seem like that's what we're getting. It seems like we're getting the same layout as the original games with a new coat of paint. Now, you could say they're expanding Sinnoh with Pokemon Legends, but I don't really think it's the same thing as a remake because we're not getting the story, we're not getting familiar towns, and hey, we don't even get to pick from the Sinnoh starters, so it's really not going to be that same feeling of nostalgia and wonder that would be there in a normal remake. I don't think it's going to replace the Sinnoh remakes, more it's going to be a sequel to the Sinnoh remakes that we're already getting. Remakes only happen once every 15 years? And I feel like this was our opportunity to take Diamond and Pearl and just totally revamp it. Not just give it a new coat of paint. And obviously, I think the games are going to be great, but could we have gotten better if they went a different direction? Like, what if they took a gap year and Sinnoh remakes were just the style of Pokemon Legends? Pokemon Legends looks like the exact Pokemon game I've always dreamt of. This looks like the definitive game that we've always wanted. But at what cost was it? Looks like we're not going to get as good as Sinnoh remakes as we originally thought. And you know what? Maybe down the line and Pokemon Legends comes out and it's amazing. You're like, alright, well, I guess that's the price we had to pay. But if it turns out that it's just kind of the same length as the Crown Tundra DLC, I would kind of say to myself, well, I wish you took a gap year and just would have made definitive Sinnoh remakes in this style. Like, I'm sure people are really happy that the original game is being remade just kind of intact without changes, but if you don't want any changes to the original, you can just go play the original. I mean, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are all fantastic games. I just played them recently. Great time. I don't think they really need resurfacing like Red and Blue did. But hey, this is the direction they went with, and I'm sure it's going to be a really fun time either way. At the end of the day, I can't wait to revisit Sinnoh. I'm sure that the new soundtrack is going to blow my mind, especially the lake theme, and I know it's going to be a real nostalgic, great time playing through the games, especially how closely they will be to the original. And I just think now we have to readjust, or at least I have to readjust, because I thought we were getting a Galar Sinnoh version. And clearly that's not what we're getting. Instead of getting Sinnoh in Gen 8, we're getting a small part of Sinnoh in Gen 9. And that's exciting. So, are the Diamond and Pearl remakes gonna be a disappointment? As much as I wish they were in the Galar style or even the Let's Go style, I still think it's gonna be a really great time to revisit Sinnoh. I think it's gonna be a lot of nostalgia, a lot of good times. And maybe I just gotta put all my eggs in the basket of Pokemon Legends, that it'll be really the best Pokemon game we've ever gotten, hopefully, and it's set in Sinnoh, so, maybe we're getting the best of both worlds here. Maybe the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remakes will be just a definitive remaster of the original games, and then Pokemon Legends will just be a total new take on Sinnoh. Maybe this is gonna be all for the best, and this is gonna be a fantastic way to give us the Sinnoh remakes. I still would prefer if they just combined it into one definitive remake, but hey, I guess we can't complain. Game Freak is definitely going out of their way for us with Pokemon Legends. Are the Diamond and Pearl remakes going to be a disappointment? I don't think so. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, thank you for watching.